bill seeking to regulate social media in the country has passed first reading at the Senate. The bill, entitled Protection from Internet Falsehood and Manipulations Bill 2019, is sponsored by Mohammed Sani Musa, senator representing Niger East. The proposed legislation was one of the 11 bills read for the first time on Tuesday. In the previous Senate, there was a similar bill sponsored by Bala Naala, then Deputy Majority Leader, but the bill was withdrawn after outrage by some Nigerians. And joining me on Skype to discuss the latest bill seeking to regulate social media in the country, which has passed first reading at the Senate, is a certified information system security professional, Samson Kende. Many thanks to you for joining us on this hour. What do you make of this social media bill?
Oh, well, basically, one of the ways to fight the menace of social media includes the laws, having laws in place that would ensure that people are responsible for whatever posts they put out there. It's just like you looking at the means whereby the law fights slander and libel. It's very similar. So the only way to really combat this is via enactments. And we've seen similar enactments in Germany, the NETZDG, and Australia's Enhanced Online Safety Act. These are laws that are in place in these developed worlds. And of course, if we really need to combat the menace of social media issues like we have now, the best way to do it is via reforms to our laws.
You're talking about countries like Germany and Australia, like you just mentioned, even a country like China that were regulated when it comes to social media. But these are developed democracies. So how, in a nascent democracy like ours, how do we enact a law like this without infringing on the rights of citizens?
Okay, if I looked at the time our democracy started, it's been 20 years that our democracy has been ongoing. And that means our democracy is not that young. And if we really aspire to be a first world country, rather than continuing to remain a third world country, we really need to practice what these first world countries are practicing. We really cannot live have this mediocre mentality and continue to live with the old laws, except we don't really want to move as a country.
A lot of people will agree with you, but the question is, the Constitution also guarantees freedom of speech. So how can you enact a law like this, or government enact a law like this, without infringing on the rights of citizens in terms of freedom of speech?
Okay, don't forget that freedom of speech is not absolute, right? And the same applies to your posts on these social medias and all that. Now, one of the reasons why we have laws in place is to ensure that people are responsible for their actions, right? And we really cannot compare what we want to have now to what is in existence in China. China blocks out these social media companies and only have their own state-run, country-hosted systems available to their users. So it's totally different from what is existing in China, right? We really need to ensure that without even violating the right, we are not saying people should not criticize. There's a difference between criticism and hateful speech. We need to separate those two. They are two different things completely. And it's just like saying, oh, well, we have freedom of speech, then I can libel someone, I can slander someone, right? So it's the same thing, except that the channel is different. Now we need to ensure that we have laws that probably make admissibility of certain computer evidences possible, which of course this needs to go with the law.
All right, Information Technologies, Samson Kende, many thanks for joining us on this hour.